Oh, whew. Hello. Hello. Only 15 minutes late today. I feel good about that, considering that I feel terrible. How is everyone else? It's Tuesday. Uh, I'm Lucinda, and I live in Northern California. And I doubt you can hear that. I put up a little short, but since about midnight, maybe a little earlier, we have been having nonstop sleet and hailstorms about every 20 minutes, and thunder, rolling long thunder. And I don't think it's broke 42 degrees here. So I was awake constantly all night from the boom, 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 and then the pound, 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 because it's not the same as rain. It's, it's ice slamming on the roof. Oh, and so I'm tired. And then this kind of weather causes my fibromyalgia to just be like, go to bed, go to bed. It does. But I was like, no, I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to do, my little thing here. I steamed some broccoli, and I have a Beyond Burger. I'll heat up later, like you guys really care what I'm having for dinner, right? But keeping it simple. I brought more wood in because all I have is wood heat, and I can't let the stove go out, or I'm going to be screwed. Or I actually would be okay up in my bed with all the blankets. But my animals would be cold, especially my older doggy. He has arthritis in his hips, and at least half the night, even with his warm blankies, he needs the house to be warm. So I got that, and I got the other wheelbarrow. One's a wagon, and the other is a wheelbarrow, because I need to empty the ash pan of the wood stove. So, and now I'm here. I feel very accomplished. I take great pride in getting dressed, cooking broccoli, and doing all that stuff. Show it up. Oh, Rose, being under blankies sounds delightful. Pull up a blankie for me. And say hi to David. Hi, David. I can do it. Hi, David. Let me set my 2-hour timer. And so I'm in Northern California. I do 2-week build the boxes. I always do this, build the boxes. So this is the beginning of week. What am I trying to do? This is the beginning of week 1. And I just invoice out at the end of the 2-week period. There's my timer going. And I'm working on those now. Hopefully they're all done and paid by about Thursday. And then I drop them at the post office Friday, Monday at the latest. Sometimes Tuesday if things get kind of out of order. And sometimes they do. Like I sent an email to someone today because the roads are horrible. In the Sierras, the snowstorm we're having, white out. They're like, don't even try coming up here. If you live, stay at home. Now, I'm not in the Sierras, but I do. I get snow here several times a year, very light, and it melts, even though, I'm only, as a crow flies, 30 miles from the coast, maybe 35. But going over to the big little city gets snow all the time. And I guarantee you it snowed, it's icy, and it's dangerous today. So I made a call even on my little highway here. The minute I get off my, well-kept dirt road that goes to all the different properties on this little road shed, people are going 65, 70, 80 miles an hour. You have to look both ways and be sure, no, like 4 times, and then whomp right out, because they're going. And going, and with this hail coming down, I'm like, no, I'm going to the post office tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to the post office tomorrow. No way. Not worth it. Not worth it. Hi, 710. Yeah, Rose, no way. I wish UPS was cheaper, and then I could just, mail everything out UPS, and they would come to my house and pick it up. So there would never be, a lag. But alas, I do not. And no mail comes to me, nor can I have any USPS person come to my house. So it's a thing. But you know what? I trade off all that stuff for what I have, which is beautiful peace and silence. Ooh, I'll get started in a minute. I need to write week 1 right here. You know what I had for I had one Saturday, and I had it this morning. One of my local owls, they fly out just around 10 or 10:30 down. There's a steep kind of like ridge my property goes down. Then there's like a drainage to one of our gulches / creeks. And then kind of flat for a little bit. And there's redwood trees all throughout that. And they're like, let's just go with 200 feet high. I don't know. They're insanely high. And this beautiful screech owl comes out right around that time, and he came out, and I happened to see the flash of white, and I was like, oh, there's my baby. And he flew around and landed in the top of a tree and just sat there. And it was during a time when there was a little bit of sun, and I think he was drying his feathers. Yeah, because they were probably soaked all night. And yes, hunting. They come out early in the morning and at night and sleep during the rest of the day. But so that was really cool. That was a nice thing to see. So this is week 1 of 2-week build-a-boxes. If you ever purchase something and you want it right away, send me an email. It's right down there. I'm at .net. And say, I would like that invoice tonight because I really want to give it as a birthday present. So, I need it ASAP. And I will make that happen even in weather like this. Promise. I rarely get that request, but sometimes I do. And that's all good. So today is, and I use Pirate Chip and I bill through PayPal. Same as everyone. All right. So this is Tabletop Tuesday. And I do have my usual fan going because I felt a little warm rushing around. But I wouldn't be surprised if now I get up and turn it off in a couple minutes. So Tabletop Tuesday is clearance of vintage household, kitsch, ephemera, and jewelry that I've had for too long, or I'm tired of trying to sell, or I just want to give you guys a good deal, or whatever it is. Everything is low prices. And what I do, Ducky, Ducky, it's fine. I've got it, Ducky. I mean, hi, Ducky. Ducky, you're a volunteer for me. So don't worry about it. And Ducky, just so you know, you're not getting invoices because you haven't purchased very much in terms of like monetary value or anything that you would owe me. And I'm just sending it to you for free. So that's where we're at with that. So you'll be getting a package towards the end of the week mailed out to you. Okay. So Tabletop Tuesday works where I turn the computer and there's a ring light over there and there's 2 tables, and we and you look at what is over there. And then, so this is going to be hard. Yes, you are very good at helping, Ducky. Don't worry about it. So it's going to take a little longer, but I'm also not going to be on longer than 2 hours because of my fibromyalgia today. And that makes me get a lot of brain fog too. So I'm going to turn it, and you're going to put in the chat, I would like to see the vintage ceramic pair of Asian figurines. I would like to see the Sarah Coventry remembrance brooch. Now, you may not know that it's all of that, right? But you might just say, what's that brooch? The weather is terrible, Ducky. Go back to the beginning and listen to what I said, or watch my short. Good Lord, it's awful. Be safe out there, please. And I don't know if you're a live-in, so you can't say anything, or if you have a landlord, but leaky windows, no bueno, no. Get that fixed. Or the coasters, or the salt and pepper, or the rhinestone bracelet, or whatever. You put in the chat what you want me to bring over because you're interested in it. And remember, everything is cheap. And then I come back and I will look at what you put in the chat, and I will bring it over. It would be great if I could hear you and just pull the pieces as I'm, doing that without like kind of doubling it, but I can't, so it's all right. We do this pretty well together, I think. I've actually been quite happy in the way that this is working. And I have 2 giveaways. So Rose, if you stay here the whole time, and you don't have to, after like 35 minutes, and I'm going to write giveaways here, and then again another 35 minutes, just say, hey, giveaway, just little things. If you buy, I'll stick it in your box. I can't afford to ship it for free. Okay, so I'm going to turn you, and we're going to see what happens. And I always have to look to see, what are they seeing? Do I have the angle right? What the heck is going on? And my banner, thank you, Rose. Hi, Susan. How are you? This is the second time I've seen you in a while. It's nice to have you in. So the first thing we're trying to look at, my banner doesn't help, does it? No wonder. Y'all can't see with the banner. Let's do this. Okay. First thing we're looking at is this table here. And this is always the easiest for me to reach to. So you're going to just type in the chat if you see something you're interested in. I have this vintage Tanala mug. It's a coffee mug. It's really quite nice. It's glazed on the inside. It would make a beautiful planter. I love the colors. Oh, it's down here. Sorry. I love the colors. It doesn't fit enough coffee for me. I would have to fill that up twice. I have this beautiful little old individual set hand painted glass. I would say they're probably, I think these are silver plated. I'm pretty sure they're hand painted on the side. So they're on a little stand. I would say, let's see, what does it say? There's an inventory, and then it says Mary Gordon. Don't know what that means. I think these seriously are probably 1930s, but I'm not 100% sure. I think they're beautiful. There is this gorgeous light purple and mauve, teeny tiny, like you could put those essential oil sticks or just a single flower in here. Artisan, definitely 1970s drip glaze style. And it's got reds as well. I cannot believe that this never sold to anyone, because I love it, but I have a lot of drip, so pottery. A set of these coasters. They look just like that. There is one missing, so I think there's a total of 5, but we'll count if anyone is interested. This is a sewing box. It was my mother's, and what happens, someone made it and she bought it. The artist is in here. When you take the top off, all 4 flaps come down, and then there's flaps in the middle that I believe stay together, and all the little things you need. So it's a handy little sewing box to keep like by your bedside or to travel with, etc. This, which we've seen, anyone who's come here for a while, 1960s to possibly earlier 1950s squeak Donald Duck baby / dog toy, but really those were baby toys when I was a kid. These 2, which are now going to be $2 a piece, and that I can't go lower than that. After that, they're going to go in a mystery bag. Black and red satin thread with gold spacer necklaces. The Asian couple. Here's the gentleman. I think these are MCM. I've never seen anything like them. I've had them for quite a while, and I was real close to keeping them. But yeah, so there's a man with his, I forgot the name of that instrument, and a woman with a fan. They go together. There's the, oh gosh, okay. And my stomach is also just being a thing today. I don't know why. Sometimes it is. There's this really awesome baby booties planter. Rhinestone bracelet. 1930s, early 1950s. There's my dog. You like him? He's playing with the cat. 3 Siamese cats. Speaking of cat, that went together really well. Tug. Shh. We are Siamese, if you please. We are Siamese, if you don't please. I have the Liz Claiborne. Is that right? Yes. Gold and silver elephant brooch. Purple with silver foil beaded necklace. Red, white, and blue with blue, silver stars on blue teapot brooch. Tug. Shh, 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 shh. That's enough. This little bow brooch. Tug. Tuggy. That's enough. I don't know. They tease each other. They're best friends. They have been from the time I brought the cat home. Here's 2 vintage keychains. There's the M&M. That's the lady. And Minnie Mouse. And the back of the M&M is just like this, and it spins. And Minnie Mouse is Disney China MPI. Doesn't have a date. And the little modern cost me $9. They have several of them. Mother Mary figurine. And the light pink, it's definitely not showing light pink to me, Westmoreland mold bird that a gentleman bought all the molds from with the Westmoreland Company in Virginia. I believe they're out of Virginia. And has been doing repops on them for several years. He has a really good reputation at glass shows. He travels the country. This moon glow orange thermoset bracelet. And remember, I don't do recaps. And this gorgeous blue and black and white. Again, drip, almost like sky redware. Artisan, imported from Japan. Triangular, like oval shaped vase. This is something I've shown so many times, and none of these are that expensive. Don't be afraid to ask. But the blue right there, if someone isn't interested by today, I think it's going to go with my vases because it's got a really unique and interesting shape. Probably for some kind of like ikebana. Ikebana? Icky? Not icky. Ikebana? Can't be icky. It can't be icky. Okay, so I'm back and I just spent all that time showing all of those items and nobody's interested in a single one of them, huh? This is Sarah Coventry from the 90s. It's a brooch and a pendant. And like I say, honestly, the jewelry prices are prices like $1, $2, $3, two for $1. I mean, the pottery and stuff is like $6, $4, $1. I'm not joking. Shakers. Shakers. The coasters are like $1. I just honestly, I invested in all of this stuff when I sold a mixture of everything, and housewares just doesn't move for me. It does for some people, but it doesn't for me. Not anymore. Shipping is some of it. But anything that isn't bought after I've shown it 3 or 4 times over here on Tabletop Tuesdays, I'm just straight losing that money and it's going to be donated. Okay, so Rose is interested in the shakers. So they're going to have a starting bid. Thank you, Rose. And they don't do recaps. So if you all, and let me just say, in terms of jewelry, this is mainly about household vintage, right? Some things are buy it now. And I always bring quite a few pieces of jewelry that is just marked down to a ridiculously low price. But it is not a day. If you're looking for like maker's name, for Renoir, for copper, for semi-precious, for Native American, for plastic bangles, for whatever, that's Thursdays and Fridays. Just so you know. On Thursdays, and Rose is in. What did I just do? Rose is in it for. And so just so you know, I mean, on Thursdays and Fridays, I bring, this just happens to be sitting over here, things like this beautiful, I don't know, this one has been a mystery if it's just right on the edge of tourist trade or if it's the late 30s. So I bring, a lot more. There's a couple ways to argue this. I think it's probably early 50s, but so I bring a lot more stuff like that. And like these earrings on Thursdays, Fridays. Okay. So Rose is in at 4. If no one else is in, and I'm just going to say fair warning, because I don't think anyone else is, you need to come in at 5 or higher. Then it's going to be sold. Oh, but you know what? I haven't even shown Rose. That's not fair. Rose, what's wrong with me? See, I don't feel good, and my brain goes, I get brain fog. Here's the bottom. That's terrible. I can't believe I did that. I mean, here I am selling you something and you haven't even seen it. Good Lord. here's the little hand painting. They're like tiny little flowers. And then they're scalloped. Wouldn't these be great? And I'm sure, see, the reason why I think these are much older is because they are silver plate. They're dinged up. They've been around for a while. And the glass is just the style, everything about it. They're not painted on the inside, only the outside. This top is much less banged up. I think one has like one more hole than the other. One is smaller holes than the other. So I guess that's how you differentiate. And they're only like an inch by an inch and a quarter minus the top. I think these would be fantastic on a breakfast tray or a dessert tray, right? Yeah, Rose, please, why am I? Here's the back, and it's painted in this. This is a very 1930s, possibly 50s. It's kind of this like plastic, thick, vinyl-y kind of paint over the glass, if that makes any sense at all. Like it's something you would have seen on bathroom light fixtures, for instance. The paint. So, yeah, and then this inventory sticker is not mine, and then it's the name of someone. Okay, so I just thought, hello, Zinzord. Finer for pepper so you don't sneeze so much. So, I don't see anyone coming in higher at 5, but I did show them, for crying out loud. I don't know. So, since no one is, sold to Rose, darling. I'm just going to put that. Rose, thank you. I love these. I think I paid more than double that. More than double that. Because I thought it was beautiful. So, you know, I'm all about beauty. I'm all about beauty. And beauty, let me just be clear. Hold on. Let me, S&P hand painted. When I say beauty and that I'm all about beauty, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And for me, things that are more beautiful than people are trees and birds and flowers and the pattern in a wood grain, right? The most beautiful thing to me about a person is their eyes, because it's a window to the soul, not the rest of their body, but their being, their heart. So I just wanted to say that because I am not a fashionista and I am not hung up on beauty at all. Oh, good, Rose. I'm happy. Okay. So rhinestone and orange. I'll pull over. I know it's a little odd format. That's why I kind of hold it up and go through it. And then, and just because a person asks to see it doesn't mean that someone else can't fit. Okay. So this is a Sarah Cove pulls to the soul. Rose. Rose, we're twins. It's ridiculous. Wait, Rose, this started at 5 and you put in 3, honey. Did I say it started at 3? Rose, did I say this started at 3? please tell me if I did, because if I did, Zinzord is in at 5. But if I said this started at 3 when I pulled it, because I have, when you have really bad pain, y'all, and especially fibromyalgia, there's a weird brain fog that happens. No, Rose, but did I say it was started at 3? Anyone in the chat, please tell me, because okay, because all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be ripping people off. Okay, so thank you. Please, and please feel free to correct me. I need y'all's help today. I don't have Ducky, and my brain is in a fog. So Zinzord came in at 5. And then Rose came in at 3, which is where I had this conversation to just make sure. Rose, we need to talk someday in like an email about who are we? Where did we grow up? How are we like so the same? And then Rose said, oops, 5. So what I need, because Zin came in at 5 first, is I need someone to say 6 or out. Ow. Do you know these glasses are terrible? And these are just my reading glasses. I have needed new glasses for 3 years. And I have this weird insurance thing going on. So I'm working on it. So Rose, honey, do you want to come in at 6 or do you want to say out? Well, no, Zin, you're in at 5. It would be Rose that would need to come in. Rose is out. So, but Zin, you don't have to go up yet. Not unless, yeah, and I didn't show it fully. Let me, Susan. Okay. So these are faux pearls, faux like robin egg. It's got 2 layers. It's got this gold. It's metal, not rhinestone work. I'm doing a terrible job of showing things today. I apologize. It's from the 90s. Here's the Sarah Cove. It's called the Remembrance Brooch. There's the bail for the pendant. It's just like a hook. So you just hook it over your chain. And it is about, and I get distracted when I'm in pain like this. I get distracted. It's 3 inches in dimension. 3 inches in dimension. Sorry, Susan. Yes, Susan. Please keep me in order. So it's just an acrylic. Are you interested in bidding? I'm going to say fair warning. And otherwise, I'm going to say sold to Zin. And I'm typing that in now. Thank you. So, price, show the item thoroughly. I mean, it's not like I haven't been doing this on YouTube for 5 years and on eBay for 26 years and starting at the flea market in the mid 70s. I should know what the heck I'm doing, right? Thank you, Zen. I really should know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, so this orange, I was about to say noon. Moon glow. And you know, moon glow and thermoset are different. They're different, but they have a kind of crossover, but they're different. So really, this is more of a thermoset. Even though I put in all that extraneous information, it's really more of a thermoset. And so, you can be, when you're a reseller, you can be on like 3 or 4 or 5 different devices all at once, and each device will show your item to you who are looking at it differently. And I swear to God, your phone shows you, the reseller, the colors better than any webcam that you can buy. Because to me, this looks pink, but it is orange. But one thing you can see, and it may be showing orange too, one thing you can see is that thermoset where there's the darker and the lighter color. Thermoset has the darker and the lighter color. Thank you, Zen, because I feel like a hot mess. Not the first time in my life I felt that way. At least it's just because I'm old and in pain and the weather's crazy, and it's not some other teenage embarrassing reason or something. Here's the clasp. It is articulated. I would say that this pink, orange, it's almost like a coral, and it changes depending on the light. It's not. I would say it's 60s. It's not the more highly coveted 50s, if that makes any sense. And it does not have a maker's name. That's the other way. Normally, a thermoset like this would have like Lisner, or there's a company called Paku, Paku. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. I see Rose is in for 2. Oh, let me take my hair tie off. I'm going to go turn that fan off in a minute. And it is a fold over clasp. I want to see if this fits me. And indeed, this just fits me. I would need one of those bracelet helpers like old people use. So it's snug on me, and I'm a 7.25. So I believe that this could go down to a 6.75 in size, and it would hang like right here. Because see, I have it at the very top, as opposed to, hanging down here. And so it would have more play at a 6.75. And if no one else is interested, we are going to say fair warning. And someone would need to come in at a 3 or higher. Whoa. What am I doing? Thank you, Rose. I am going to get up and see, I was warm, and I was like, if you turn on that fan, I'm talking to myself, you are going to be sorry. And indeed, it's cold. So I'm going to get up and turn it off. I'll be back in well, I don't know. Give me 10 seconds. How's that? 2 seconds seems a little ridiculous. There we go. Okay. 2 seconds would be like I'm flying over the table. I'm not. Okay. So now, rhinestone. Thank you, Rose. And thank you, anyone else who's bidding. Starting bid, $1. There's no dead stones. $1. I mean, these a year ago, these would have sold for anywhere between 10 and 15. Nowadays, with eBay, which I really detest for leveling out prices to the average, which screws over us resellers, I think they go for, you can possibly get up to 6. It is a fold over clasp. It does not have any type of markings or little flowers or rhinestone or anything on it at all. It has that square closure, and that always makes me think either late 30s before the war, right? Or early 50s right after the war. Anyone else that's interested would need to come in at 2 or higher. And it fits me with room to spare up here. So it is going to hang down. So 7.25, there's the goddamn hail and sleet. It's just crazy. It's like clockwork. I'm a 7.25. This, if you wanted it up here, you could wear a 7.5, and falling down to about here, 6.75. And for $1, it's a lovely little thing. And do you know what I've seen people do with these? Susan is in at 2. You know what I've seen people do with these, which is really fun and something to think about. Because it's just a fold over clasp, and you have this, you can put this together with another bracelet, and then another bracelet and another bracelet until you get a necklace or a choker, or create something that's going to go in your hair. Easy peasy, a lot of fun. Layering is really in this year. So I see that Rose is out. Thank you, Rose. I'm going to say fair warning. We have not had winter weather like this yet this year, and it's not that common. Not okay. So some snow overnight or during the night. Wake up and it's there. Some hail, some sleet, but for 24 hours, no. This is a really weird storm. Really weird storm. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate it. Let me put it in a little bag for you. And the only other storm we've had prior to this was another 2 atmospheric. This is an atmospheric river. We had another 2, and that was first Christmas and then New Year's, where the power went out both times. So I don't know what's happening with Mother Nature. This is going to go away, and it's going to warm up. And then we're just going to have pouring down rain. But tonight it's supposed to get really windy and, terrible driving conditions, blah, blah, blah. Good Lord, Thank you, honey. Oh, good Lord. Okay. So none of the rest of that. If anyone changes their mind or you think about it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, what about those Asian figures or that mug or whatever? Tell me. So I'm going to turn you again, and we're going to look at some of the items on the big table, and I'm going to eat a cracker. Oh, wait. Teapot. I couldn't even do it. Teapot, no problem. So the Teapot is a 2009 AD Zen. There it is. I like it. It's something that I don't care who you are at this particular time. It's something that we all could wear no matter where we're at to say, I'm here for my country. That's how I see this brooch at this moment. I'm here for my country. And I don't talk politics, and that's all I'm going to say. But, I'm here for my country. Yep. Silvertown. And it is not a small size, and it's got a little bit of weight. Zen is in it too. And Zen, I have all of your address information correct now. Sorry. We shouldn't play that game anymore. Good Lord, I'm laughing, but that was not fun. It's almost 1.5 inches long, and it is 2 inches wide. And it's, it's enameled, and the red, see that? There you go. The red has that really nice, juicy kind of gilded. I don't know how you say that. Kind of. You know what it is? It's because behind there they made the silver metal marked, little pounded in, so it sets the red off like that really nicely. Okay, so yeah, we don't want to do that again. And that was like, I mailed it, it came back. I mailed it, it came back. I mailed it 3 times. Fair warning has gone in. Someone would have to come in at 3 or higher. I've never had that happen before. That was like, what? Thank you, Zen. That was like ridiculous. But we got her done. And here's this little bird. Just want to come back to the little bird. This gentleman is very well known at art shows. They're the Westmoreland molds. And he's a buy it now for $4. And he's pink. See? Pink. I don't think he's showing. His head is backwards, looking towards his tail. Anyway. 4. Now, wait a minute. Zen, how can you... Oh. Zen, are you putting in a 4 on the buy it now for the Westmoreland mold bird before I even put the price in? I think that's what you're doing. Okay. There, look him up. Look up. God, I wish I remembered the name. I'm a birder, so I can relate. I have a lot of birds sold to you. Thank you. Do you know Vintage Viking, Becky, Vintage Viking in Colorado. I only say that because she is friends with this gentleman, and that is where I got this bird. And I mean, he does, the vases, he does everything, right? And so somewhere, if you went to her, Vintage Viking Becky, she's in Colorado, and maybe was able to search her videos for Westmoreland glass, you would find the gentleman who's doing the repops. Yep. That's the best way I know how to describe it at the moment. Okay. So, and if you just, that's it. Vintage Viking. And she used to be on, I think it's Tuesday nights, maybe Wednesday. I don't know. It's been a while for me. Okay, I'm turning you again. Yeah, it's very interesting. And I mean, maybe you could even do a YouTube search for gentlemen who bought Westmoreland glass molds and figure it out that way, right? Okay, so we need to go this way, and I always have to be cognizant of what the heck I'm trying to show you by doing this. Okay, let's move this first off to over here. All right, so this is a bag of stamps, random 20 cents, 22 cents. Most, it looks like, are canceled. Some are not. I'd wager there's about 30, and they were torn off envelopes. I'm quite sure they are for journaling, junk journaling. This would be $1. This is a lot of jewelry. Before we get into the jewelry, don't do that first. I have this container, textile tape. I love these, but I just, nope. Parsing down, these were mine. Scotch vinyl plastic electrical tape, which I love, 3M, right? And a huge one. They look really great all together. Scotch cellophane tape, white on the bottom. They are all in good shape. This one has the instructions inside. I love that. I use these tins to store my vintage cake and cupcake plastic picks, like Halloween, Christmas, etc. The vintage picks. Yeah. These are gorgeous. If these don't sell today, I'm keeping them because I love them. They are going to be choice. That's Ken Edwards. This is older Tanala. This is probably some of his first work. I don't know, like first, but early. Let's go with early. And I believe that they're both the same, are shakers, not salt and pepper. That is just my belief, but the muted colors, these are so good. They're about a little over 4 inches high, and they will not come as a set. They will be choice. There is this lady. Isn't she Limoges? Hold on. Oh, good Lord. That's a lot of words. Let's go back this way. Is it upside down? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. I need my loop. I know who she is. She's like really collectible to a lot of people. KUNST is the maker. KUNST porcelain from I don't know where. It's got a hammer and sickle. That may be Russia, but it may be elsewhere. She is a girl with swans. She is porcelain. These originally, when they came out, they sold for like $40 and $50. And up until a couple years ago, they were incredibly collectible. Okay, let me move. I'm going to move this. This is completely in my way. Then I can scoot over here on my chair without hurting my back so much. This, with all the jewelry stuff on it, let's take it off. This is how I used to do my previews. This is a beautiful old, here is the hole for the spoon. It does not have a spoon. It's got some crystal in it. I don't know the maker, but it was for sugar. I love the deco style handle of this jar. There is no chips, no cracks. I think I would use this in my bathroom with like bath salts, bath powders, if you will, rather than on my table. But hey, it's completely up to you. We still have this 1960s into the early 70s carved brown and green soapstone cat with a cat inside the cat. I remember buying these at Pier 1 Imports for Christmas gifts. They're incredibly detailed. It's very light and they're gorgeous. Here is a big round shell ball for those of you who have like a beach house or are into a bohemian theme. It is hollow, so it weighs nothing. I do not see, there's no shells missing or damaged, and I do not see any hole in here. So it stands by itself. And they're just the miniature little conch shells, all different kinds. I really like it. It's just not quite my decor. And I go to my local beach, takes me 35 minutes to get there, and pick up little pieces of shells. This is from the 1950s, totally MCM brass and steel. Brass white, wrapped 3 arrows. These usually come in a pair. This thing is spectacular. Absolutely. I paid a lot for this. And I had this on here. You know what else you can put in here? A crystal sphere. Yep. 100%. And it is about 5 inches tall. And I got to tell you, at the price I'm going to offer it to you, it's a steal. Look those up. They go for a lot. Okay, and then we'll do this, and I'll show you some of the jewelry afterwards. We'll get these out of the way. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 round, progressively getting bigger. bottle, probably 1960s, 1970s, and someone hand painted red ladybugs on a vine all around it. And I think it's spectacular. You could totally get a stopper, and it has some iridescence on the bottle, which actually, given that it has the iridescent, that really old glaskets, I think this may be an antique bottle. I don't know if that's showing for you. Do you kind of see this color? Old bottles left in the sun get that kind of AB iridescence. So even though it's seamed and it has the round suction right here, they started seaming glass at the turn of the century. So it's still really old. You could put a cork in here and you could still use this for your oil and vinegar or whatever, or just leave it like that and put flowers in it. Yeah, you know what? Based on, I've never noticed that before, that the way the glass is turned colors up there. Am I crazy? I don't know. Maybe that's just a reflection of the light. Because I can't believe it's that old. That doesn't make sense. I'm not buying it right now. Okay, and then these hand-painted tiny little floral bottles. So we're going to do those for right now. And then we'll move to some jewelry and then the other household items. And I'm going to turn you back to me and see what's going on. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I still have that up. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so no one is interested in any of that. So, again, if anyone just came in, hello, hi, I'm Lucinda. Welcome. You need to put the item in the chat that you're interested in having me bring over, and then I will bring it over. Because it's a little awkward. I think this is more entertaining than just holding up an item and holding up an item and holding up an item. I don't know, it's like being at the flea market. 3 tape tins. Good choice. Good choice. These are great. Everyone loves these. 1, 2, 3. So here's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Thank you, Susan. Every little bit helps. We're going to do choice of, and can you imagine? I mean, I learned how to type on a super hard, heavy old typewriter where you had to really push the keys down and they went clack, 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 you know? So this is the type of stuff. I mean, this was just tape, but there's also the typewriter ribbon ones out there. Very cool. And a lot of those are super fancy. I have one that's really cool. Uh-oh. Okay. So starting bid of $3, your choice. That is a small, medium, and large. Okay. So let me show you. And it is for choice. I love this one. Textile, Permacell, Lepage's ink Cellophane, New Brunswick, New Jersey. That's upside down. I like this because it's reminiscence of Christmas and a candy cane, right? So I suppose if you didn't want it, if you wanted to turn it, you could turn it and show it sideways or like this somehow. Here's the inside. This one has that little bit of loss, but it doesn't go through. That's a little bit of just its own scraping. Okay, so that's one. And this one is, oops, hold on. This one is, and the whole thing is like a candy cane right there. Otherwise, it's black and red. Is 3 inches in diameter. That's number one. So anyone else needs to come in at 4 or more. Vinyl plastic electrical tape, number 33. Well, 33 is a lucky number of mine because 9 is my favorite number because 3 is, and 3 threes is 9. There you go. 3 and we all have that weird stuff, right? This has that tartan plaid. Here's the, well, now that one's upside down. Okay, hold on. Is a green bottom. And again, that is just an inventory number from somewhere else that I bought it that has absolutely nothing to do with me. I don't have inventory numbers. That would drive me nuts. Ew. Oh, Rose. Okay. Time for a giveaway. This is just, what is it? I have to say, I know I clearly did not store something in this one, and I haven't looked in here. So here's the top. That's not a big deal. The bottom, I would say that's probably some melted tape. And can you get that out? Probably with the I think it's called Goo Be Gone. Goo Be Gone. But that's at your own risk. I'm pretty sure it's Goo Be Gone. And I have to tell you, if that's the right name, and if someone else knows the name, if I'm saying it wrong, let me know, because that stuff gets everything off. And here's the cellophane, again, the larger tartan. Transparent. This is, you know what that is? That is the original paper from where they had this sealed shut at the store that was just never taken off. And at this point is probably just a part of the tin because you have the white paint under there. Again, you could probably do a little soaking or Goo Be Gone and it would take that off. And I used to do all that, and for the first couple of years and selling. And then in the last year, maybe a little over a year, I'm switching to just jewelry and higher end of costume. So there you go. That's all 3 tins. Oh, hi, Patsy. How are you? And it is giveaway time. Yes. Patsy's in at 4. It's for choice, Patsy. And, I didn't. Brain fog, you guys. I'm sorry. Fibromyalgia is, I really usually cancel sales when I'm feel like this. This one is 3.5 inches. The other one was 3 inches. This is 3.5 in diameter. And the large tin is 5 inches in diameter. And Susan came back at 5 for choice. And how tall are they? Oh gosh, I don't know. This one is the tallest. It's this one is 1.25 inches tall. So, I mean, I kept a lot of vintage picks in this one. And, you know, if you do little like tiny bead projects, etc., they're perfect for that. They're good for so many things. This is 3/4 inch tall. And this one is 1 inch tall. And I love them all. The graphics on this one, I really like that. And who remembers this kind of tape? Yeah, Scotch tape took over. It's what we all say now, right? We say Scotch tape. We don't say Texel tape. So, Patsy, you would need to come in at 6 or higher or tell me that you're out. And I'm going to go ahead and put fair warning. We're looking for 6 or higher. And Patsy, I sent you an email today, and I hope you understand. Patsy came back at 7. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Woo! I'm going to have a cracker. Susan said, I'm in at 8. I don't have popcorn, but I have little pepper crackers. Thank you both. I appreciate your bidding. I truly do. And then I'm going to do a giveaway. So we need a 9 or better. Patsy's like, no. We're going to go to 10. Thank you, Patsy. Good thing I have a bunch of crackers and some tangerine. Susan came in at 11. There is a huge circle of love and compassion and vintage friends in this community. But when it comes to items in vintage that you want, there is no friends. You're always friends afterwards, right? But, you know, in the moment, it's like, dang it, I want that. I have watched higher end jewelry auctions. You know, someone starts an item at $85, and by the time it's done, because 2 different people or 3 people want it, it's at $350 or something, you know, and it's just like, wow. Yeah. Okay, Patsy's out to Susan. Thank you for bidding, Patsy. I appreciate it. So again, fair warning, and I think we're already all done with this. So we're going to say sold to Susan are all 3 tape containers for $11 each. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have to write it in my little book here, or thank you. It gave me a chance to eat some crackers. That was fun. Okay. So was there nothing else over there that anyone was interested in? The little porcelain girl with the swan, the MCM arrows, which I just think is incredible. I mean, yeah. There's another piece, and I, for the life of me, can't remember what it is. It doesn't have to go with it, but it's by the same artist, those MCM arrows, and they just look it up. Oh, here I am talking about it. I'm not even looking at what you're saying. And there you are talking about it. It's hilarious. Yes, it is brass. But here's the thing. If you want to see it, I will show it next. But you know what? I need to do this giveaway. So anyone who has bought, which is Rose, Zin, and Susan, just I'm going to write it right here. Type in a number if you're interested in having this in your box from 1 to 10. It's just a little charm. It could be for journaling. It could be on a charm bracelet for teenagers or an adult or a sister in your life that, like a girlfriend, friend, sister, right? Or a real sister. It's a silver tone. And actually, that is a clasp. So it would easily hang on any necklace or charm bracelet that you want by just putting it on and off. Keep going. We got it from 1 to 10. I'll tell you when someone gets it. Susan's the only one going for it. So if Susan is the only one, no, yep. Melly, just keep sorting your chains. Don't worry about it. Susan, you know what? Since you're the only one trying, it's yours, okay? And the number is 4. But you're the only one who's interested, so that's fine. See the number? 4. So this is going to you. So thank you for playing. I mean, it's just a little thing, but I think it's fun. Okay, I'll tuck it in your box. Congratulations. It's just a silly thing. So, yes, now, there you go. See, that's what I mean. And has anyone here read the book? Melly. Melly, hi, Melly. I mean, not trying to ignore you. Hi, Melly. Has anyone here read the book, The Traveling Pants? I didn't like the movie so much, but I did like the book. And it's like more of a teenage book, and I read it, as an adult. But I thought it was a really positive, uplifting message, and it was a fun story. So, so what in the heck is going on? I'm just going to check on this message. Okay, so those guys, my partner and daughter are talking to each other. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. Something about bring more layers next time, so we shall just ignore that. Because it doesn't seem to be particularly important. Yes, Rose, please. Thank you. And thank you, David, for allowing Rose to help me. Yeah, it takes a village. Yes. So, Susan, you wanted to see this. That is wrapped brass. And this black is steel. It's a little heavy because it's steel and brass, but it's not even a pound. You see right here is the soldering. This is where they did some soldering. So there's the tiniest bit of discoloration. Is that what that is? Hold on. Look, I'm doing this. I want to know what that is. Now, okay, now that we're into this, I want to know what that is. Hold on. Because I don't like to sell things and, not know what something is or call it the wrong thing or it's, like broken and a piece of crap or whatever. So, yes. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you. So, in futzing with it, Dear God, there you go. In futzing with it, this black is a color that's layered onto the steel rods. And so this is where they wrapped the brass wire and soldered it on. There is a little bit of the color loss happening because of the soldering. Only on that one piece. So that's clearly where they like ended it. I think it's really cool. This is a solid strip. It's one piece. And so you just put it like that and you're not going to notice. And these are thick, almost sharp arrowheads. Whoa, hold on. I don't know how they did this, if they screw on or what, but this is definitely, it's MCM. It's not a repop. And this is a thick piece of brass as well. You can research this and see what I'm talking about. And it's, I'll tell you. And then if you're interested, I'll put in the price. And if you're not, then we'll move on. It's actually almost 7 inches tall, which I thought it was a little shorter. It's almost 7 inches tall. And the opening at the top of the arrows is 2 3/4 inches. And at the bottom, 3 3/4. Okay, I love this piece. It's just, it's not quite my decor, and I'm, okay, Susan, and I'm downsizing because I'm putting another person in this space with me. So starts at $10. And like I say, I'm thinking I paid 25 or 30 for this. And at that time, that was about 1.5 years ago, online, one of these went for $50, and I can't remember the artist's name. Susan's in for 10. I love the arrows. I mean, it's just so well done. Zen is in for 11. And it sits on a table, no problem. Susan is in at 12. It does. I mean, it has this one thing. You know what I would do? I would get a matte black, like, spray paint and spray it on a teeny tiny little paintbrush, like makeup brush, and just cover that up. But don't spray it directly on here or you're going to cover up the brass ribbon. Oh no, you guys. Okay, it's cracker time again. So sorry. Zen is in at 16. Oh, I skipped Patsy. I'm sorry. Patsy was in at 15. That was rude of me. Zen, 16. Susan, 17. Zen, 18. Y'all are making me very happy. Susan, 19. It's a lovely piece. I mean, I'm sad to get rid of it, but I just, Patsy's in at 20. Zen is in at 21. Susan at 22. You guys are very serious about this piece. Thank you. It's a serious piece. Zen is in at 23. Wow. Patsy's in at 25. Susan had come in at 24. I think Patsy and Susan came in at the same time, but Patsy is higher. But now Susan said, no, I'm in. Why does my camera does this auto thing? Susan's in at 26. Wow. Okay. I have to go into my webcam and tell it to stop doing this auto lighting thing because it's all the time putting me in the dark, like it's putting Mama in the corner. I don't like it. So I'm going to put fair warning. And thank you everyone for bidding. Y'all are going to have to let me know if you're out or if someone's going to go to 27. I love this piece. And if you have a crystal orb, beautiful. If you have a brass, you know those old vintage world balls? That would be spectacular in there. Okay, Patsy is out. And Zen Zord, it says congratulations. So I love it. Susan, what are you going to do with it? Do you have a plan? As in, do you have an orb or do you have one of those like glass world balls? Or even the, were they ceramic? I'm not sure, but they made small ones that were really cool. And I could see that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That is fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great piece. Thank you. Put it carefully over here. Carefully. There we go. Let's move this over here. Ouch. Okay. So. Oh. Susan, that's perfect. Wow. He collects brass and then he has a brass sphere with a lion. Oh my gosh. Perfect marriage. Perfect marriage. Wow. Well, you came to the right place today. That is incredible. Good for you. I love that. Okay. So no one is interested in the other little items I showed, correct? That is my interpretation of what's happening here. Uh-oh, sorry. So I am going to turn you again, and we are going to look at the household items, and then remember, I don't do recaps. So if anyone has come in late and they think that maybe there's a bargain over here on my virtual flea market tabletop that you might have missed, go back to the beginning and put yourself on double time and see what you missed and drop it in the chat because I don't do recaps. And yeah, that's the way we work here. Okay, thank you. So I am going to turn y'all to see my miss. See, those are some of the items from earlier. And as you just saw, nothing here starts at over 10, and most items start a little bit less. Let's see. And I'm going to try to do the jewelry last because it's time consuming. So I think, let me get up when I blow my nose. Let me get up over here and go lift things up and show you the rest of the household, and then we can move to more little jewelry items, of which there's quite a lot. So we're going to go through it pretty fast. All of it is very inexpensive. Okay, so I think I've got you in the right place. Okay, so we've got these Anchor Hawking. This is a baby blue, and see, it is milk glass inside, and it has that kind of plasticky or rubbery or whatever it is, vinyl type paint. See the bottom, milk glass. So there's a blue one with these little handles. I think these are, again, 50s. And here's a pink one. I'm assuming they're vases. And pink and blue, maybe they were actually planters for a nursery for babies. I don't know. This is still sitting over here, Czechoslovakia. Cornucopia, royal blue with gold paint. It says Czechoslovakia on the bottom. It is porcelain. We have I Love Kitsch. This one is made in China. So this one is an early made in China, okay? And it is Mr. Stinky Garlic. And they squeak alert. Does this one still squeak? This one squeaks just a little. They're hard rubber. See? I have a collection of these, and I'm getting rid of a couple that, This is Mr. Turtle, Mr. Psychedelic neon green with pink. I bet he glows all day long. Doesn't say where he's made. And he is a little bank. I bet he glows. I never checked that in all this time. And then he really squeaks. These guys are, this one is Yard. Okay, come on. Rubber Company. God, the Run. I can't read the name, and then there's a pink on it. But what I know is this is a super collectible squeak toy. This particular dog is really collectible kitsch squeak toy. This one is from the late 50s. And squeaker alert, he squeaks. My dog just looked up. So if you have a kids collection of your rubber plastic animals or blow molds, he fits right in. Here's the pigs, salt and peppers made in Hong Kong, hard plastic. Here is the Day of the Dead. He looks like he's proposing. It is a matchbox with a striker. There are matches in here. There is the striker on the front. It slides open. I love it. I'm actually thinking on keeping it. This is a 1930s green with red tiny little planter, or you could put your coins in here. It's either a Shawnee or a California pottery. It's hard to tell. I believe he's late 30s. Because he's got the orange cold paint. I don't think he's 50s, but he could be. Here is another more like 80s Tanala napkin holder with the butterfly, royal blue. And here is the little berries on the back. Here's the bottom. And this one and the mug are like the sand finish. You know, it feels like sand. Different entirely from some kind of a Tanala, like the Ken Edwards, the very early Ken Edwards shakers. Totally different. This is a green swan. These are hand towel holders for your bathroom, for your guests. And they were very popular in the 60s, and they were made in every color wave that they used to do the tiles in bathrooms. You remember this green and pinks and blacks and every color under the sun tiled bathrooms. I wish that would come back. I loved that. He's going back here. This is the Jessica Sporn 2013 Woman of Valor candlestick. This is the last time I'm going to show her. She has a wonderful saying. It's a single candlestick holder. She was highly collectible when I looked her up. This is also the last time I'm going to show these lead crystal 1960s, 1970s candlestick holders. They are beautiful and so shiny because of the lead crystal. They're not full lead crystal, I doubt it, but they definitely have a lot in it. This is just one of those fun, let's see, what does it say on the bottom? Lynette, James P. Lynette Incorporated, Reading, Pennsylvania, USA. Container made in Western Germany. Wow. And it's beautiful with the, oh, it's upside down. See all the different birds on top and those colors, and on the sides is florals. This is, and it's like a navy blue with a light blue. The only thing it doesn't, and it's really nice, the only thing, unfortunately, is the little hook that would go down here to latch it shut is gone. But when you close it, it's closed, so you're not missing anything. Here's the bottom. This is a more modern, but not super modern, with painted apples basket with the little handles on both sides. I used it for years to store all kinds of things in, or for about a year. These are the stacking bunny candles for Easter. There is the Cameo depression glass 3-footed bowl under there, green. This is a Blinken maroon soft plastic band watch that's never been used. The thing hasn't even been taken out. It is $2. And in terms of hard goods, that's it. We got it. That's all she wrote. So I'll come over there and see if y'all are interested in any of that. And then we can go through the jewelry over there pretty quick. I love these coasters. I'm surprised nobody wants these Asian coasters. They're so vibrant. Or the Asian couple. They're actually really pretty cool. Oh, no, there is another. Well, that's not true. There is the hard goods of this paperweight that I paid way too much for, but it's really pretty cool. It's vintage. It's got that old Japantown label on it. Not Murano or anything like that. The trinket box and these two oil painted bottles. You dip it in the oil and turn them around. It was a thing that people were doing in the 70s and 80s. And, oh, God, they went my back, sorry. This is a hair barrette. Bamboo. quite large. I have too much hair for it, but you could just take, a couple pieces and put it, if you have longer hair or if you have shorter hair, you could put a whole bun up with it. Okay, coming back over to me. Coming back over to me. Am I crazy? Look how bright I am now. See, that's what I mean. My webcam, watch, in about 3 minutes, it's going to be dark. Like, what is with that? Okay, so what I mean with this, I don't have super thick hair, but I have enough. So putting it up in a bun, there's just too much of it, right? But my mom wore these types of things her entire life. But what you could do is just take the two pieces like that and put it back here and put it there. Okay, did I lose everyone? Everyone is like, I hate everything else you brought and I have nothing to say, and move on. Seriously? Did I lose you all? Nobody likes any of those items. Someone say something so that I know you're still here. Not hate, right? Not thank you, Rose. Not hate. Not interested. There you go. Not interested. I try. I do try. Is everyone just thinking? Is everyone doing their research? I love this. I know. On the one hand, this has to be more modern, maybe, but on the other hand, absolutely not, because unless it's still a thing in Mexico, we don't allow this type of thing with strikers like that to be sold in the U.S. anymore. So I don't know how it got here, but you strike the matches right there. Yeah. Okay. So Melly, I've been there. My mother and I, we bought 50 pounds of jewelry for $50 that were returns to Capwells and high-end department stores, and we spent hours on the floor with a sheet, sitting there untangling and putting a new jump ring, and and they would be, sometimes there'd be like 10 in one knot because it was returns. So I know exactly what you're doing. Exactly what you're doing. And I used to really enjoy that. So nobody, just tell me, nobody here is interested in any of the rest of that. So does anyone want to see any of the jewelry pieces? Because, I don't feel that great. If we need to call it, we can. Otherwise, you have to put something in the chat. So the vibe I'm getting is that even though most of those pieces that I showed you are like, a starting bid of $2 or $3, nobody's interested. So that's the vibe I got. Because nobody's saying anything. Which is really too bad, because some of those pieces I've now shown, my 3 times, and they're gonna they're gonna go to Goodwill. Maybe I can sell them on Marketplace, my valley here, but I don't know if I want to do all that. I mostly just need my space because it's not going to be just me here. So, okay, jewelry. Well, I'll do it pretty fast to see if anyone's actually interested. See, it just went dark again. and then light. I don't understand it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do it pretty rapidly. And someone has to call out, I'm interested or I'm not. Here's this copper artisan made swoosh to hang on a necklace. It's pretty cool. It's definitely probably someone's learning project. It's about 3 inches, but it's fun nonetheless. Copper and some kind of solder that looks, gold, but doesn't say anything about gold. Wouldn't necessarily, have no idea. This little, thank you, Rose. This little pendant, these are plastic AB and then blue rhinestones. It is a brooch that would hang this way. I think it's from the 70s, but I like it as a pendant like that, going through there. So this is 1950s. Little, it's like a 1950s, 1960s MCM kind of starburst, like the clocks pendant, about 1 inch around. Here is the gemwood brooch, something that was a very big deal in the 60s and 70s, not made anymore for the most part because we don't do that to our redwood trees anymore. Not allowed. You're going to have to put in the chat if you're interested in anything. This is a bunch of turquoise chips on a bracelet. This would start at $1. I would take it apart and use the turquoise for something else. But, I mean, you could wear it as a bracelet. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, Zen. The wood is fabulous. Look at that. Says, whoa, I've been holding it upside down. Woods by Frank. Woods of Color by Frank. The color of this wood was derived by man and nature working together while the tree was still standing in the forest. So they just literally cut a branch. It is redwood. I'm almost totally positive because redwood trees grow all around me. This is probably more 60s than 70s. And this is going to be a SB of $3. Does anyone else, or is it only me? Am I the only old person in the house who remembers traveling through, here for redwood trees, or the Appalachians with the, what is the tree that Zen is in for 3? What is the tree that they're all gone now? They got a disease and they're all gone all through the Appalachians. But this was really common in the Appalachians and here in California. So I'm going to say fair warning. If anyone else was interested, and I don't think they are, you would need to come in at 4 or higher, and you'd need to do that now. It's going to be sold to Zen for $3. There you go. I'm going to go fast on jewelry, y'all. Thank you, Zen. I love this piece, and because it's, I keep holding it upside down because it's got its original. Maybe you can find out who Wood by Frank is and where it came from. I would, I actually never researched that. It came in a bag of stuff, and yeah. Okay, so thank you. Where was I at? Let's remove that. Here's this herringbone. Bracelet. 1970s. It looks like gold, but if it has any gold whatsoever, it doesn't say, and it would just be like, you know, a gold wash or electroplating, and that doesn't give it any kind of value. Something like this, I'd start at $2. And it's a large size. If I recall, it's around an 8. Whoop. This is fun. This is modern. Piece of orange glass with 5 bands, and it's a magnetic clasp that closes. And for me, I need to put it here, and it just closes like that, magnet. So it's modern. Starts at $3. I think it's really pretty, and I love that it goes on and off so easily. 5 bands or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the last time. Oh, Rose. Rose, I love this. Rose, I'm so glad you like this, because I was like, oh, yeah, it's modern. I was so sad. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get rid of it, and I didn't want to. So, okay. Buy it now. Orange metal closure bracelet sold to. Takes me longer to type than anything else. Thank you, Rose. I love it. And yeah, I know it's modern, but I like the way it looks. And the fact that it just closes and uncloses at my age, I'm good with that. Okay. Let me put this in a little bag just because it has the metal piece. There you go. Yeah, absolutely, Rose. Absolutely. Okay, so where was I? This isn't this a someone? Hold on. Listener. This is a listener brooch. Let me take this off. This is a listener. It has to be right when at the end of their business. Because I would say this is 70s. It is not unnice. It's just that the listener that I collect and that I covet is the stuff from the 50s. It's a very nice gold tone leaf. $2. It's about 3 inches in diameter. This porcelain beads with the greens and mauves paint put over it necklace. I'm sure it's from Europe region somewhere. Can see that it's older. I can anyway, from the way that there's rods and then they connect together as the jump rings instead of actual jump rings. This is $5. I paid about 4 times that much. It is quite long. Here's that classic kind of hook closure that says late 50s, 60s to me. Wire wrapped, and it's long. Excellent, Melly. Good for you. Have a wonderful dinner, Melly. I'm glad you got through that struggle. This is Rose is going to get it for, let me put the price in a minute. This is it's a beautiful, subtle colors, and all the beads are different. It is about 28 inches long. So that is a starting bid of 5. I doubt anyone else is going to come in. But let's just put it up to be official. And Rose is in at 5. Melly, I so remember struggling with that. Have a great dinner. So I'm going to put in fair warning. And someone would have to come in at 6 or higher. And I'm putting in sold. Thank you, Rose. Sold to Rose. I'm going to put it in a bag and write it down. And I'm going to pick up a few more jewelry pieces, and then I'm going to close for the evening. I don't know what to do with this household, Joel. I know shipping is a thing, but most of this isn't very heavy. And, the prices are just rock bottom. And I don't want to, if there's a reseller out there who doesn't have access to thrift stores for some weird reason, and you want to purchase a bunch of the household that I've shown in the last couple, it's been about a month I've been doing Tabletop Tuesdays, and you want to go through and see what hasn't sold and make me an offer, go for it. The jewelry I'm going to put in a big mystery bag at some point. Some of it I will get back, but most of it I'm going to put in a mystery bag. So this necklace has about a 3-inch extender. It is on copper wire. There are 2 strands. It's not showing well. Hold on. Yep. It's all plastic or acrylics made to look like glass, made to look like tiger's eye, made to look like amber, made to look like, I don't know, maybe shell, onyx. It's really lightweight, and it's really, really pretty. This would start at $4. You see how they did that so it looks like tiger's eye. This looks like amber, and it's lightweight. This looks like shell, and they all have a spacer with a braided chain, 2 chains, so it's not going anywhere. And it is about 22 inches long. probably 1970s. Think about it. Okay. Let's do these. These are always fun. And so these are going to be, this is going to be your choice. And then at the end, I will do my last giveaway. So anyone who's still here at the end and who has bought from me. So some of these are things that I like. This one is some really fun, interesting vintage beads that have been put on a stretch wire. The stretch is still pretty good, but it's starting to get loose. What I love the crackle. What I would do with this is, again, use it for beads. You could wear it. This is glass. Those are glass. The crackle beads are actually glass. And this is glass. I'm surprised that's glass. So you would just put in the name. So call this crackle beads, right? I call this beetle. I call this beetle. And this one is really pretty strong still. I love this. Beetle look stretch bracelet. So you put in beetle. This is, I think, a type of jasper. And most people sell these with the stones for more like $5 or $6. I'm taking a loss, but they don't sell well for me. Jasper. This is tiger's eye. Let's see if it'll refocus because it's really nice tiger's eye. It's not very well focused on my end. There you go. Stretch tiger's eye. Really nice. And again, if you're a crafter or you have a booth or whatever, you want to lot these up. You want to take the beads off. Tiger's eye. This, I believe, is a dyed bumblebee jasper, but it might just be straight bumblebee yellow jasper. I like the yellow. And then there's my 2 hours. Perfect. This is Ermish glass crystal and kind of Asian spacers. And it has the Ermish on there. I don't know anything about Ermish. And this is opalescent with these very fascinating spacers. It's a little, this one I'd take apart and use for beads. That stretches too much. It makes me nervous, but I think it's lovely. And I think that the two of these together, you could have another seed beads and make a beautiful necklace using both of these. So opalescent and glass. Okay, and Rose wants the yellow. And I'll do a giveaway, and that's what I got for you today. This evening, I don't know. I need to put more wood in the fire and snuggle up under blankies. Okay. So, yeah, that is, thank you all very much for being here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, oh, wait a minute. Pamela, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Pamela. Pamela wants the tiger eye, jasper, and this one, correct? 3. Tiger eye, jasper, and the glass crystal. Yes, Pamela? Hello, Pamela. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope the weather is much nicer where you are. Okay. So 6. Oh, hold on. Tigers, white, jasper, and crystal glass. Okay, let me put that in officially. Yeah, actually it worked out pretty well, Rose. What is that? I have to make this official. Sold to ugh. Boom. Okay. It is snowing. Well, it's been, I'm going to put all 3 of these in a bag together. Otherwise, I'm going to just lose my mind trying to remember what's gone. It has been thundering and hailing and sleeting, not raining, hailing and sleeting since like 11 or 12 last night here. I woke me up every hour on the hour. And I mean, there's some sun out right now, but it's not going to last. And the mountains of California, absolutely insane. Don't even go up there. It's a whiteout. And this is supposed to get even worse tonight. And we haven't topped off above. So all the rest of these are going in my mystery bag. We haven't topped off above like 42 degrees here today. Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. So this is my last giveaway to anyone who bought a box who is interested. Yes, Pamela, it's supposed to get worse. Now, but Pamela, you're not in, God, I can never remember. Are you in the same state as me? Why am I so bad at remembering that? Probably because I have like almost 200 customers, but nonetheless. Yeah. So it's gonna get really cold. We're gonna have showers and snow tonight, and then I think we're gonna have a tiny break and then go right into a whole nother really long. Well, there you go. That's why a really long snowstorm. That's why, Pamela, because you're getting the same thing that we have. It's absolutely nuts and freezing cold. I mean, it snows a little here, like I said earlier. It hails here. It will sleet here, but not only that for 24 hours. It'll do that and then it will rain. So this has been nuts. What is the price? I was going to try to do a giveaway. Let me do this giveaway first, Susan. So if you're interested in this little, modernish enamel double heart brooch, and you have bought from me today, please put in a number between 1 and 6 if you're interested in having it in your box for free. And if nobody's interested, then nobody's interested. Keep going between 1 and 6. or 1 and 8. I don't know what the heck I said. God only knows. Susan was really close. So was Pamela. Really close. You guys are just right there. Go down. Go down in between. Susan, 2. Who is that? Oh, bizarre. So here's the number 2 in my funny little writing. And I saw Susan first. Rose was right after. So thank you, Susan. This goes to you. Susan, did you win that? You got both of them. Susan, you got both of them. How did you? Oh, because no one else was bothering with the other one. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for playing along. Okay, this will be yours. All right, now you asked me a question. You're welcome. Thank you for playing. What is the price of the pink blue vases and the crystal candle holders? Susan. Okay, so the crystal candle holders are $8 for the pair. Buy it now. And the Anchor Hawking pink and blue are a starting bid of $5. And probably no one's going to bid. So the crystal candle holders, which I will bring over and show you if you're really interested, are a buy it now, both of them for $8. And the pink and blue starting bid on each choice, $5. Okay, so Susan, do you want to see them closer? No? I'm so glad you're doing that because I hated giving those. They're so elegant with the lead crystal back to Goodwill. I'm just like, oh my gosh, come on. Well, they start at $5, so I've got it. So that's different. Crystal, I have to, yeah, you're bidding $5, but I have to, crystal candle holders. Hold on, I'm so distracted. It's my brain is going wonk. Okay. My brain is going wonk. So now those are sold. Thank you. And let me show you, and then we'll put in the other ones and do a bid, and they're probably yours because I don't think anyone's going to bid against you. But let me, and I'm so glad. So glad. And these Anchor Hawking are actually really, I paid triple that, and they sell for even more than that. So they do have, when you got a tabletop flea market, I'm not making things perfect. So they do have some candle wax, but look at this. They come up with the swirl 3 like that. And then they're sharp right here. And they come down in these beautiful feet. And you hear that? That is lead crystal. Aren't they beautiful? Thank you so much. God, I'm so happy. I really was hating on getting rid of those in that way. I'm going to put these right here for now. Carefully. Okay. Carefully. Now, thank you. I love them too. They're elegant. That is the bottom line. They're elegant. That's why I picked them up. If Susan, you've been around for a while, and so have most of you. I never pick anything up nor do I buy for myself. Well, that's not true. I buy for myself very eclectically, but if I'm picking something up to resell, it means that I would keep it myself, or what's the point? And now Susan was in at 5 for both, but someone can come in at 6 or higher. 5. So this is the baby blue one, and this reminds me of a movie theater, the Art Deco movie theater marquees. And it's fluted along the little spiral handles as well. I don't know what this is on my hand. Pin, maybe? Here's the inside. There's the bottom, so that's the blue. And they must be like boy and girl, right? I don't know. I mean, just because we're drilled in with that pink and blue. And now this pink, I hope you're seeing it clearly on your end, is more of a coral pink. It's not light pink. And it's the same thing. Well, look at that. Nope. One is Anchor Hawking and one. That's really weird because there's no way they're made by two different companies, but they were obviously made. One is older than the other because the mold is different. And it also, nope, they're the same size. God, that's weird. Okay, so I'm going to put in fair warning, y'all. I'm happy that they're not going to Goodwill and someone will love them. When I was out there tracking all this stuff down all the time, that's a lot of work. It's hours, and then you spend the money, and then you store it, and then you put it in boxes, and then you take it out, and you dust it, and you research it, and you, woo! So to give it back, no. So no one's coming in at 6 or higher, so sold to Susan. $5, Anchor Hawking base or bases. So Susan, you want both, right? Thank you. Last minute Hail Mary save. Thank you. Bye, Rose, honey. Have a wonderful snuggly blanket night. And eat some lovely cake or drink some chamomile tea for me. Maybe peppermint. Maybe chai, but decaf. Yes, both. Okay. Okay. They are both yours, Susan. Let me write that down. Now, Susan, you know that I do 2-week build-a-boxes. That hasn't changed. So this is the beginning of week 1. So they won't be billed out for 3 weeks, right? If you want it sooner, then you have to say, I don't want to wait. That's all I want. Okay? Okay. Thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed our time together. My fibromyalgia is killing me, and I need to put more wood on the Barbie. So I'm going to go, and I'll be working on invoicing and packing and getting something shipped off tomorrow. And everyone be safe and be warm. Okay? It's freaking cold here. Good night. Thank you.